Welcome into Calling the Shots in Quarantine, also known as the Chris Mannix Show, I think, as well, because Chris is here. Producer Adam Gracia is here as well. Gentlemen, it has been way too long. You both have been ducking my phone calls, my texts, dodging me. How are you doing?
Well, I would just like to say this show should only be about you guys thanking me for giving you your careers.
Keith, I'm surprised you even got the opening without him jumping in saying that.
I didn't expect to get that one in, yeah.
Yep.
Both you guys have gone on to greener pastures. I mean, I don't know where Adam's working nowadays, and Keith, you've got like 7, very low-level jobs. With it all begins with me. I'm the foundation. Like NBC Sports Radio, Adam was just a secondary producer on CBS Sports Radio when he came to NBC for less money, and Keith was, weekend updates before I brought you into the family there. And once you were in the family, you were able to blossom. So I'll just give a preemptive, you're welcome, and you can go on and thank me accordingly.
All right, Adam, what do you think? Should we thank him? Or, I feel like it. I feel this way. You know what? I will say this. I am thankful for the time that we had on the Chris Mannix Show. I thought it was fantastic, even though there were times I wanted to punch both of you in the face. But that being said, I do think that it made me have thicker skin. I'll put it that way.
If you really wanted to punch both of us in the face, you wouldn't have dodged our boxing match.
Yeah, speaking of, now, it's fun because Chris and I are colleagues again at the Zone.
You got to.
No.
First of all, no, we're not.
We're colleagues.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. You need to explain to a new audience that you can tell it better, but you challenged Keith to a boxing match, and Keith, who's got 30 pounds on you,
probably
more than that.
Conservative estimate.
Yeah. All right. So Adam, I'll let you go, and I have to follow my sword here. Yes, I backed out of the fight. I did.
You did. I am somebody that never backs down from a fight.
Yeah.
As clearly you well know from the fact that I was ready to fight you.
You were.
And it was getting serious. Chris was ready to do the promo. He had, Showtime lined up? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Showtime. Mm-hmm.
I had some legitimate boxing people that were going to do a promo video. With my own ties in the boxing community, I would have brought people in for something like that. And then I actually thought you were going to be the one, Adam, that pushed out on it. But it was Keith who inexplicably walked away at the end. I couldn't figure that out.
I think that Keith was scared that maybe not that he was going to lose, but that there would be some type of fight put up, and he would not want to be seen being in an actual fight with somebody who is, you all said 30, I'm going to say 50 pounds less than him.
Yeah. I viewed it at the time. First, as we
Let
were
me just hold on.
Okay,
I'm going to jump in because Keith, your excuse is going to be, I talked to my wife, I talked to my father, and they all said that I shouldn't do it because what if I really hurt you? That's the worst excuse I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's so dumb. I rarely agree with Adam because he's an idiot, but that's so dumb.
I take us back 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was. Yes, I had him by 30, 40, 50 pounds, whatever it was, and there was no winning for me in this. I knock him out. I'm supposed to. If by some chance he got lucky and got a few shots in on me, I lose also. It was a no-win situation. When I won that fight, everyone's going to go, why are you picking on a 112-pound guy?
But see, you can say that, except you're the one that backed down. There's no proof. There will never be any proof that you actually would win the fight. Whereas,
I'm okay with that.
Whereas you look, again, like a loser because you backed out.
No, I don't think so. The world loves
What are you talking about? There's no win to that situation. You win by putting Adam on his ass so I can laugh at it. That's how you win. That's
I was afraid of hurting him. Can I go back a second part to this and we'll peel the curtain back? That was about the time when Adam and I had actually become pretty good friends. I think we got closer and it was fun. I actually like Adam and I still do. I didn't want to punch him anymore. I didn't. At that point, I was out of that.
I would not have given a second thought to punch you in the face. And that has no bearing on our friendship.
I don't know how to – you win, Adam.
True.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Listen, we all know what's going on. That Bulls documentary is the biggest thing that's going on. Everybody's talking about Michael Jordan's his competitiveness. listen, I'm the same way. I'm never going to back down. And you challenge me, I challenge you. I'm expecting to go. Same way that Jordan is. Doesn't matter.
Can we get back to you guys owing your careers to me? Because like we should also point out that despite the fact that I gave Keith a career, like he stabbed me in the back at the end and took the show that I built up as a drive time radio show. Adam, can you confirm a shiv in the back moment from Keith Irizarry at the end of our run at NBC Sports Radio?
I can confirm that. But listen, the caveat is I could also confirm that, Chris, you did leave to go to another network, albeit one day a week on the weekends. You still went. You could have taken your 2 other people that worked on the show with you.
Yes, to a Saturday afternoon show on Fox Sports Radio. I could have done that.
You took us to a Sunday evening show on NBC Sports Radio.
No, here's the thing. Keith was kind of like a scab in this case. Like he was willing to undercut my salary to get in and take the shifts from me, take the daily show. So, I mean, when you got someone that operates like a scab, what are you going to do?
In Keith's defense, he hasn't had a full-time job in his entire life, so that was his one opportunity to get it.
I mean, that was a full-time opportunity. They were paying me very well. I mean, I don't know what you were getting paid. I was getting paid very handsomely.
Twice what you were getting paid, but yes.
That's
roughly twice.
They told me that my salary was not just yours, but actually a little bit more. They wanted someone nicer during drive time. That's what they were looking for.
No chance on God's earth. It was slightly more. No chance.
Jack.
You were
Thanks,
getting
Jack.
no chance. Jack
you.
Silver.
We
No
love you,
chance.
Jack.
Jack Silver was bumping your salary up.
That dude, he knew how to pay. He knew how to pay. It was good.
Not producers.
Hey, raise a glass if I had one to NBC Sports Radio. Gone.
There we go.
Farewell, NBCSR.
Chris, what are you doing nowadays?
I mean, try to find sports stories to write and video for DAZN to do on boxing, and try to stay employed as long as possible. Basically, what everybody else out there is trying to do. It sucks. I'm someone that's used to. I have never been this grounded in my life, like ever. Like I am. Even when we were doing the show, I would do it remotely often, and still travel as frequently as I did. And now, like, I haven't been on a plane in 8 weeks. Like, the last time I've gone this long was like college. Like that was 18 years ago. So it's wild to be this kind of isolated in this way.
And now, Chris, you have also learned to cook a little bit, correct?
No.
I'm pretty sure I saw that you were learning how to cook. And maybe that just meant that you took the tags off of the oven and the stove that you've had for a while. But
it's possible. Like, one of the jobs Keith couldn't steal, like the Dan Patrick Show shifts, like I was able to get a discount on one of those Traeger grills, right? So up in Vermont, I put it up there. And this thing is massive. It's like the size of the deck horizontally. It's huge. It's a smoker. In 2 years that I've owned the thing, I've cooked one hot dog. One hot dog on the smoker. No bun, just one hot dog. So my cooking skills have kind of leveled off. Like that's pretty much it.
Was it a delicious hot dog at least?
I mean, it smoked. It was beautiful. It was the essence of flavor. It was quite wonderful.
Adam, what are you doing nowadays?
Well, after Chris decided to up and leave us because, I mean, it's what he does. He leaves people.
Because he's the worst.
Yep.
Always. No loyalty.
He did help me get to where I am now, which is with The Athletic, wonderful company that producing podcasts. I produced a number of podcasts with them, and it's a lot of fun.
Your voice just went up a couple levels higher, right?
I noticed that. Yep.
Are you producing any of his podcasts, Chris's, or no?
No, he stabbed me in the back with that one also.
What happened with that?
Oh, so
Bullshit.
We were with we were with another company called Cadence 13.
Yeah.
And Chris decided to go to Sports Illustrated and just took the podcast with him and said, "Did I have a producer?" No, I did not have a
money.
producer.
That was easy gift money for doing nothing for that show. That was easy, quick money.
If you want to say I did nothing, that's fine.
What else would I say in these contexts? Can we get back to like the point of not the fact that I gave you guys careers, but the best part of the show, which is a continuation of the show, is that we have a bet still ongoing with Adams. Like, I was on record saying Adam should not get married. I did everything humanly possible to sabotage that relationship, short of going to his wedding and running up and I don't know, what do you do when you break the glass there? Like breaking the glass ahead of you or something, like doing one of those moves.
Yeah, you're also on the record that nobody should get married. So
that's true. That was part of the show. Like I was, Keith was the married guy. Adam was the soon to be married guy, and I was not. So
John Wall.
So nice picture there. Big Wizards guy. Big Wizards guy.
I've got 3 of them.
So the bet was, though, that you wouldn't make it 7.5 years. And that's not because of your wife. Your wife is lovely, wonderful person. I just think you're intolerable. Like, how can somebody spend that much time with you and expect to be happy? Like, how does that even work? So you're at now, what, how many years of marriage?
We are going on 4.
Yeah, it's got to be close to 4 years.
You know this question's coming. You know this question's coming. How do you not know the answer to that?
We're going on 4.
Okay,
and
going on 4.
Going on 4 means we are still married. The ring is still on the hand.
Yes.
She put a ring on it.
She did put a ring on it.
Exactly. She put a ring on it.
She has not worn her rings in 3.5 years.
How about that?
She's doing what she does.
Okay.
But we are still technically married.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful child who I think is going to keep us together at least to win this bet. So, Keith, you are
the bet is, for the record, the bet is 7.5 years.
I took the over. Yep.
Yes.
And
you are good with the bet, Keith, because listen, like I said, if it's getting iffy, I'll throw in another kid and it'll prolong another couple years.
I'll throw in another kid. What is it, a lacrosse puck? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'll throw another one in there. What do they call that? Lacrosse ball?
It's a lacrosse ball.
It's a ball.
There you go.
Because it's round.
You'll throw it in. You'll just throw it on in there.
So it's not that difficult. You should try.
Did it once the first time.
Batting 100 or 1,000.
My reasoning that Adam would make it past 7.5 years is that I felt like he would never walk away from it because he knew he would never do better than that. So if she were going to try to walk away at any point, he would beg, he would grovel, he would do whatever he could to keep her. And I felt like in the few interactions we had with her, she was so nice that after a while she would just keep saying, all right,
you
fine.
Don't know her.
All right, fine. She's nice to everybody else.
No, she's a lovely, lovely woman.
We can see her walking in the background.
Yeah, I know, and I'm staring at her. I'm like terrified.
I will say this, like, of the dynamic of the show, like, you need to have 2 people that can take a beating. Like, because and I'm the worst of it. Like, I put a verbal beating on both you guys on a regular basis. It's just part of the, you got to be antagonistic, I think, to have successful radio. We've had, like, God bless her, Maria Marino has gone on to do some very wonderful things, like working for SNY, doing a hell of a job.
Yep.
I watch her stuff on UConn. But Adam, you remember this when she came in to fill in for Keith. We put a beating on her early.
It was not good.
It wasn't pretty.
Before you get into that, can I just say, so the day that she had filled in for me the first ever time, I was in the car, so I'm listening to this. I don't remember what job I was going to, whatever I got to, I literally was like, she's never going to do this again. I remember texting you, Adam, being like, are you sure you guys want to go that hard on this? And you're like, yeah, everything's fine.
I thought that Chris was going to make her cry.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that. And I don't remember exactly what the story was.
It was about Duke basketball, I think.
Yeah, was it Grayson Allen maybe tripping? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And Chris was on one side of it and Maria was on the other. And when Chris was just going at her, trying to get a reasoning as to why do you feel this way, she wouldn't really answer.
And you know what it was? She knew Chris, but I don't think she knew the on-air Chris. So, like, I felt like she knew.
I'm friendly with Chris. He's not going to put me on the spot and do anything like that.
And then he attacked her the same way that he would attack either of us.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And she just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I just texted her, by the way. I'm trying to get her to join the Zoom right now.
That's fine. You know what? I saw you grab your phone. I'm like, oh, he's texting Maria.
Yeah. Why not? Why not make it as uncomfortable as humanly possible?
Yeah. Let her get in here. I'll see if it pops up. I will let her in.
Question number 1: how do you feel about Grayson Allen tripping other players?
Did you just find Oh, I thought you found your rundown for that day.
On the rundown from 5 years ago.
I found it.
I think I deleted most of those rundowns.
Why? Don't you need glory? Yeah.
Well, Keith, you're saying why keep them. Chris is saying why would you keep them?
I would want Chris to autograph all of them for me if I was.
Oh, I've got one autograph. The first one.
Stupid. The first ever.
I want to know, Chris, what your first impressions of both of us were.
I brought you in first for the Sunday show. That was when you were still working at CBS Sports Radio, and for Doug Gottlieb. Why didn't I ever get a T-shirt? I never got a T-shirt. I got a Chris Mannix T-shirt.
We didn't get them made.
I
weren't big enough,
I guess. Still am not. But I didn't think you would be able to handle my personality early on. But then it became very apparent quickly that you could, and that you could take a pretty good beating. Like nothing would really faze you at all. And you're a good booker too, so that was useful. Keith, I had heard, and Keith was doing the Sunday show with us, right? Like you were doing, and there was a good back and forth there too. Like he likes sports, and he was sort of a antithetical to me, like not more of like a positive sports guy necessarily, and I'm sort of very, cynical in all walks of life. Yes, yeah. So, and Keith's another one. Like right away, like I'd punch back, and Keith would just take it and punch back a little bit. So once the dynamic was working, I remember because there was I was fighting for. Adam was going to come over no matter what. Although Adam got pretty well lowballed there in the beginning. Adam was
in the middle and in the end.
Yeah, it got a little bit better, but that surprised me. I had no idea what the pay scale was over there at that time. But Adam was going to come over, and I had said to Jack, I said, "Look, man, I need to have a third person. That's how the show works best." And initially, there was going to be like a search for him. I said, "Just bring Keith in. Like you can have Keith do updates too. It's like 2 birds with 1 stone, right there. Nailed it." And he went for it. And
yeah,
the rest is 3-year radio history, 2-year radio history. What?
So
2 years? I think it was 2 years.
My first ever interaction with Chris was Chris Mannix. So I'm walking into the building.
This should be good. This is
amazing. I'm walking into the building, and Chris is on the phone. He's like, talking whatever. And
that's what happens when you're on the phone?
Yeah. And he I nodded him. Honestly, this is going to come back to make me look terrible, but I nodded him because I assumed that he knew who I was because we were going to be doing a show together. This was before the Drive Time show. This was on Sunday. He could not have ignored me more. Acted like I did not exist. I'm like, all right, kept walking. I'm sitting, like we always used to sit, like I'm right here, he's right here, and then there's a piece of glass. I tried to say hi to him another time when he went in, wouldn't even look up at me. And then when we were done, like he walked away, he goes, later, and just walked by. That was it. That was the first show we ever did together. No interaction whatsoever.
And the last.
No recollection of that whatsoever.
No, the last we went out to a nice little dinner across at the bar.
Yeah, you ate shepherd's pie, which who knows what kind of meat.
Who, me? No,
I did.
Keith.
Shepherd's pie. You don't know what's in that. Like
I know.
That could be anything. It could just be like it could be like the stuff from like the wet market in Wuhan is what you could have in there. Like you could have like
probably
you actually have a German shepherd in there. Like that's what you could have in that shepherd's pie. You didn't I still can't fathom this, like that Keith doesn't drink. I just, like at your wedding, Adam, I was pretty well sauced at that point.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
Yes. Correct. Didn't need a confirmation, was telling you. But Keith is out there like this, like dancing machine, stone sober. Don't understand it. Keith's wife does drink. She does drink. I've seen that.
Also, yes, she does.
Also confirmed.
Confirmed.
It's a tremendous dynamic to be able to go out there and dance like that when you haven't had a drink in you.
I think I eat a lot.
I think it was Keith that you were talking to my mom maybe at my wedding, and then the band started playing Taylor Swift, and you just pretty much said, "Peace out, Mom," and ran to the dance floor.
I think I might have high-fived her when we were allowed to do that. I high-fived her, and then I ran away.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Adam, how much do you miss hugging people nowadays?
Not much. And apparently, Keith, it was Stacy that you were talking to.
Oh, it was.
And then you started doing the Carlton. when Taylor Swift came on, and then you were too drunk. You don't remember.
Wait, me?
Stacey loved my dancing.
No, Chris.
Oh, but Chris had his. Do we all remember Chris's song? When Mary J. Blige came on? Oh my God, you knew every lyric to that. You were on the dance floor in the middle. I remember Jody was like, "Oh my God, I like Party Chris."
It's all hazy after like the salad, or after the salad. That was it. Really.
The wedding almost didn't happen. Remember?
Oh yeah, who was late? The bride was late.
Oh yeah. Stacey was thinking about not doing it.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put an end to this.
Are you?
Stacey was at the venue about 6 hours before the wedding. Okay.
You sure she didn't leave?
Positive she didn't leave. She didn't have any second guesses, anything like that. The issue was we had a problem with one of the buses. They decided not to go to one of the hotels. Also, our marriage license was locked in a safe that nobody could get into. I wasn't backing out. She wasn't backing out. We're good. We're good.
Oh, you sure about that?
Questionable.
Yeah. So 7.5 years. All right. Chris, you have any idea what his daughter's name is?
Jessica.
No.
It's either something really bland or really outlandish.
Not outlandish.
It's not really bland either, though.
No, I like the name. I think it's cool.
Yeah. It's what Rachel and Ross named their daughter.
Emma.
Boom. I'm glad you know that, but you don't know my daughter's name.
I don't know.
Chris, how many children do I have?
2.
Nice. Boys or girls?
One of each.
No, 2 boys.
Damn it.
Any chance you would know a
salient
name?
The salient details.
Any chance you would know a name?
He talks about one of them all the time. I know you know one.
Austin's the older one.
There it is. Don't ask me the other one.
I don't think that Keith actually likes Alex.
I love him. No. Actually, it's funny because now my stuff. I talk
now
about both.
I do. I didn't before.
Because now he plays all the sports and stuff with me all the time. So now I talk about both of them all the time.
So we do have a mystery guest coming on in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
we have a mystery guest.
Yeah, yes. Why don't you check the rundowns?
Wait a minute. There's a name of the mystery guest on there?
No.
I read the first sentence of the rundown. That was pretty much it.
Did it bring back some memories? Because I made it so like it was exactly like the old rundown.
Now, we used to fight over the rundown because I'd like my rundowns very specifically outlined. And sometimes you would just mess it up. But then you finally got it. But it's really a terrible story. But that's
you were bad at it at the beginning, and then you were good.
Wait, no. When you say special guest, remember there was one time you said bringing a special guest on.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was.
It was
not
Jack Silver. You hyped that bitch up forever. You hyped that up, and it's Jack. We're bringing in Jack for this.
Well, see, here's the thing. Jack, but when you prep somebody, because I think it was about HBO and going to boxing matches.
He backed out on what he was going to do in that interview.
That's the thing. Okay, I'm the producer. I'll take not credit. I'll take the blame for that. But he was supposed to actually go at you, have fun with it, and there be a back and forth.
Yeah.
You called him out on it, and his response was, well, you see, Christopher, and this is what's going to happen, and this is why it happens. And it was terrible. After the first 3 words, I just wanted to either end that segment or shoot myself in the head.
It didn't work out. No.
It was bad.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas for I don't think he could even get this.
No, it's random. He wouldn't get it.
This person was on the Chris Mannix Show, I think at least twice.
Multiple times.
Yep.
On the podcast as well.
Yep. He came on my show once too, after Chris Mannix Show was gone. I think he might have only come on my show because he thought it was the Chris Mannix Show.
Probably.
And then it was calling the shots with Keith Irizarry, and he was like, oh, okay. And then he did the interview. That was it.
I'm trying to think, Woj would never do it.
No.
Do
you want to give him what the person does for a living or no?
Give me the. I'll be surprised by it.
While you're thinking about it, I don't know if Chris, I don't know if you remember this story, or if Bontemps ever told you this story. Do you remember the show that you were supposed to do in DC
Did
And
you just
then
give
you
it
got-
away and say it was Bontemps? Is that what
No.
you just gave
No,
away there?
no,
Oh.
and
no.
you got sick and you didn't show up. And we were supposed to interview John Wall for the podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Bontemps was going to join us in our little booth at the Verizon Center, which he still did with guest host Keith Irizarry.
Ooh.
Well, Keith,
that's
and
like,
I told
that's
Tim,
like the disappointment of like, Adam in high school when a girl walks in the room and sees him. It's like, that's next level disappointment.
Well,
Good comeback. Snappy comeback.
Tim knew about it. Tim knew that you weren't there. We made fun of you for a little bit. And then Keith starts doing this interview and starts saying, now, Tim, I wanted to get into this other story. I don't know if you saw this story or not, but
that's not the way it was worded.
There was a really good article written.
No.
There's a really good article written
finish.
about Kevin Durant. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Tim's response, well, I'm actually the one that wrote that article, so I did see it.
I did not say, did you see it? I referenced the article, but did not mention that he wrote it. That was my mistake. I did not do it correctly.
Crack prep work there. Prep.
I mean, listen, I think you bailed from the show at like 2:58, so I didn't have any prep time for the show. So.
Well, I mean, it was clear. Like once Keith got his little Sunday show with his boys at Tops, it was very clear.
Yes.
What he cared about.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
No
I care
question.
about that. Yeah.
I would 100% agree with that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you guys were still with me, if we were still doing the show now, I would care a little bit about you guys too with NHL, MLB, and all that stuff too, yeah.
Oh, look, wow, I have 7 jobs. Look at me, NHL, MLB, blah, yeah.
And Sirius XM now too, by the way, hosting shows for Mad Dog Sports Radio, NFL Radio. Oh, anyway, fantasy. I mean, just, jack of all trades. Guys, hold on. We're going to stay on the air.
Whoa.
We are going to stay on the air. Because
wow,
dun dun dun, and she's sideways.
A half hour later, she finally hops on.
It was like literally 10 minutes, and hi, and what do you all want?
What's up?
Whoa! Oh my God!
Just
she texts.
kidding.
She texts. What was the line? I look terrible. Like what?
No, I said I'm a vet. I said I'm a vet.
This is a Keith Irizarry Zoom chat. Like this isn't the Gino Oriema show.
She's fixing her hair in her little mirror that she's looking at.
Yeah, yeah.
Our little boxes here, and I didn't get a chance to put on any makeup or anything. So, hi.
Neither did I. Don't worry.
Yep, me neither. I forgot to put it on. Oh well.
I always wear makeup.
I haven't seen your faces in a very long time. Well, I see Keith now and again because his videos pop up on the old Twitter.
I saw you in person at SNY a couple months ago.
That's right, but it still was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a couple months ago, yeah.
So, Maria, this is the show where everybody here thanks
Get ready, Maria. You're going to love this.
Helping them launch their careers. Like, your work with me.
I should have known that was going to be coming.
That's all the show is about. That's all it's about. Everybody here has given long speeches about how influential I have been in their lives, and thank you for helping me become what I am today.
Honestly, if I'm gonna give that credit to anyone, it's gonna be Keith. Sorry.
Why?
Not the producer?
Because first of all, Keith, I knew before I even went to NBC Sports Radio at Sirius, and he helped train me. And when I got to NBC Sports Radio, he was like I'm like his protege, basically.
Oh, no, that's just sad.
You're awesome, Maria. You're awesome.
We were discussing earlier, Maria, that one of your first days filling in for Keith, we almost made you cry.
That's actually inaccurate. You weren't.
Actually, Maria, it's very accurate.
On what basis do you say that I almost cried?
Well, for starters, it was the tears running down your face.
Oh, stop it.
That's a lie.
Stop that.
Yeah, come on. You can't just lie.
So, Maria, I was listening in the car, and I remember hearing it. The only way I remember it, not that you were going to cry, you got angry. It was great. Like, you got angry at Chris.
I don't even remember.
It was about Grayson Allen and Duke.
Okay, I did not get angry. I was just passionate.
I would say angry.
You know what? I think you used that same excuse last time. I was just passionate. It's okay to be angry.
No,
listen, we all get angry.
you're right. It's okay to be angry, and I don't mind being angry occasionally, but I just think you guys didn't know me well enough yet to understand that I was just passionate about the topic, and I just flat out disagreed with him. Like, it was no hard feelings. I was not angry. It's not like I went home and like cried myself to sleep or anything.
Sure. I mean,
definitely sure.
That's unverified statements right there. Unverified.
I know you would like to think that you affect everyone in such a way that they would be, very, upset based on how you think about them. But no, that's not the case at all.
Continue. Yes, that is.
See, I think
big orbit.
In spite of Chris Mannix, you have gone on to have a very successful career. That's what.
Yes, she has.
Sweet of you.
What are you up to these days?
Well, I still work for SNY, and I've been full-time with them for a little over a year. I was freelancing with them for about 9 months before getting on the full-time deal. And the past couple months, it's just been a lot of this, a lot of Zoom calls to create content. I've done a bunch of video interviews. We do like certain segments every week. So I'm keeping fairly busy. So I'm definitely grateful. What about you guys? Adam, what about you? I haven't seen you ever.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, good.
Life is great.
I mean, you're like a father now.
I'm not like I am.
Are a father.
Like a father.
Yeah. It's like a real thing.
You have a beard now.
I kind of have a beard.
I like facial hair, by the way.
Thank you.
You don't kind of have a beard. Like, that's a beard that you've trimmed before. Like, that's not
absolutely.
like
I trimmed it yesterday.
let my hair grow. Like, yes, you're attempting to grow a beard.
Yes. I looked very homeless for the last couple of days. And then
you trimmed it up?
Yeah, I got yelled at by Mama Gracia.
Oh.
And
that could be your mom. I mean,
it was my mom.
It was his mom. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your wife. I don't know.
No. She yells at me about other things.
Yeah.
So yes, I am a real father.
Performance and everything, performance.
How old is your offspring?
My offspring, my daughter is 19 months.
Almost 2, right?
Yeah, she'll be 2 in October.
Emma, that's it. Yeah.
Emma.
Okay.
That's awesome. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm working over at the Athletic right now, and.
Oh, when did you start that up?
I've been there a year now, a little over a year.
I'm behind. Apologies.
Well, you work with one of her colleagues.
I
Pete
do.
McCarthy.
I work with Pete McCarthy.
Oh, get out.
I'm not going to get out. I'm going to stay right here, but yes, I did.
Oh, I love Petey Mac.
My jokes are still the same, Chris. Sorry.
Petey Mac, also a Hofstra grad like myself. There you go. Full circle.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Pete McCarthy and I have been in the same fantasy football league together for probably the last 8 or 10 years.
Really?
And now we've gotten into things that people really don't care about.
Everyone loves fantasy football.
Indeed.
Chris is the one person that's never played fantasy football.
This isn't the Zoom genuflection I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be all kind of, thank you, Chris. Thank you for everything you've done for me. It's deteriorated rapidly.
There is a thank you to be had there that's warranted. So I will say thank you. Actually, to all three of you. You all three were very helpful.
No. Never mind them. Just right here. Direct all platitudes right here.
I can be honest that the only person that probably should say thank you is Chris, because nobody else would have put up with him except for me.
That's probably accurate. I mean,
it's definitely accurate.
Both of you did a lot more for your show. I mean, I only filled in now and again, but these two, they helped make the show, man.
Adam, I would agree with her on that one.
Come on.
I did help make the show, yes.
Yeah.
And anytime I was ever on the show, I would get prompt emails from Adam in the morning, going over topics, very well
Poll
prepared.
questions.
Yes. And then that made me feel like, okay, this is going to be good. And then, helped the whole thing just work out.
And then it all came to a crashing halt the first day and you started crying.
Spreading rumors about me. I've been nice to you. I've been giving you compliments. Like, throw me a bone here.
I'm sorry. I've missed you so much.
I mean, that's what this sounds like. It's like he hasn't seen you in so long that he has to throw sand at you in the sandbox.
Every dig and as humanly possible.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, Maria's the most successful of all of us, so
that's oh my God, please don't even.
She's
Don't.
hanging out with Gino, so
She's like, oh my
Don't-
gosh, please. I know. You don't have to say it. I know. It's true.
Oh my God, you are the worst.
Maria's immediately regretting answering that text and logging on to this.
You know, I have to say, I thought I would have maybe gotten a little bit more advance notice, but whatever.
Can I throw someone under the bus?
I don't think you need to raise your hand.
That's all we do.
Maria, I'm gonna so about 4 or 5 hours ago when we decided we were actually gonna do this, like for real.
It was like 10 hours or 12 hours ago.
No. But when you mentioned about bringing guests on, I am the first person I said to Adam was, let's get Maria on. And he said, she's probably too big for us.
I don't know whether to be offended or flattered by that.
So then he went to Michael Rappaport, who didn't answer us and didn't end up, like he said he would come on and decided against coming on.
Now, if I was big time, I would have just said, I'm going to go back to whatever the hell I was doing.
You just moved, didn't you?
Favorite guest, Adam. Now you're mentioning favorite guest, Charles Oakley.
Oh.
When he wanted to kill you.
Well,
I don't know Chris Mannix.
Charles Oakley, who agreed to do the show and then apparently didn't know who I was at the time of the call.
Oh my gosh. That sucks.
That was another one when we were in Vegas.
It was Vegas, yes.
Was
Love
this
Vegas.
or after the whole garden incident, or was it right around then?
I think it
right
was
around
right after it.
Okay, that would make sense because it would be topical, I suppose.
Yeah.
Maria,
All right,
you just moved, didn't you?
I did. So guess what I was doing when I got this text here?
Folding laundry.
Oh.
I don't know.
No, I was hanging
Folding
stuff
laundry.
up. Well, not just me. My boyfriend and I were hanging stuff up. He was mostly doing the work. I was sort of directing, if you will.
So you have moved in with your boyfriend. Is
Correct.
that a new thing?
Well, you mean
Like,
him and I?
Were you all living together before?
We were, yes.
Okay,
In my
You were so awkward, Adam. I gotta tell you, the most awkward human
How was that awkward?
So like, when did you meet him? And like, did he say yes, no, maybe? Would you date me?
Why are all of your impersonations exactly the same?
Because I have
exactly.
one impersonation.
I'm dying. Yeah. So we were living together prior.
He whooped you in horse, right?
Out of wedlock, correct?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm just clarifying.
No.
These are all questions that I got from Chris Mannix when Stacey and I moved in with each other.
Oh, 100%. Like,
on
yes.
the air? Off.
Oh, on the air.
At all times. Nothing should stay off the air. That's
Agreed.
off the air is a waste of a question. Like,
Now
you have to ask it all on the air.
To answer your question, Keith, yes, he did beat me at horse. It was probably our closest game that we've played, but he did beat me. Just let the record show. I'll give him the credit.
That happens. What are you going to do, right?
I did okay. I did all right, but he's really good. So what else have you guys been talking about? I'm totally commandeering this.
We made fun of each other a lot.
But that's,
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Chris repeatedly told everyone how important he is to all of us.
Told me that I would not be married for more than 7.5 years.
Still believe that.
Years has it been to date?
Almost
It'll be 4 next month.
4 years of wedlock. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Of living life not as a sinner.
On that note, Adam, Chris, Maria, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining Calling the Shots in Quarantine, not the Chris Mannix Show.